What is up, guys? Welcome to OBO, Objectively Bad Opinions Podcast. With me tonight, not Nick. Incredible. I know. With the incredible Luscious Brody Fultz. How are you?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Good. And the mustachioed Evan.
Hi.
How are you, buddy?
How are you?
Good. I'm better.
Doing...
Now that you get that sweet mustache, dude. I'm digging it.
Yeah, dude.
I swear to God, I'm digging it. I say keep it.
I don't have enough up here to do a Ted Lasso. It really sucks.
You gotta grow
Brody
it out
could pull
a
it
little
off.
bit further.
Brody could pull it off.
Mine doesn't. Mine doesn't create a good mustache. It's just creepy, really.
I know how you feel right now, actually.
I tried it. I didn't like it. No one liked it. My wife really did not like it.
Yeah.
Your wife doesn't have to like it, dude.
I mean, it helps.
Nah, dude.
What did you think of the long blonde hair that you sported the other day? That looked really cute. You looked great.
Ooh, yeah, you did. You looked great, dude. That was great. That spouse
You looked
party.
great, man.
Did you get trashed
Yeah.
like that or no?
I got a pretty good buzz going on.
So
while dressed up.
You played
like
the
that.
part. You played the part.
I did. I got white girl wasted.
That's sweet.
Nice.
No, I didn't get white girl wasted. I did get a good buzz going, but yeah, we went to a party the other day that was a dress like your spouse party, and I had a old pair of jeans that I blew the crotch out in a while ago, so I cut them into some Daisy Dukes, and the wife bought me a shirt, and then I bought a wig off Amazon, and
Crotch was still blown out in the shorts.
it was still blown out in the shorts.
Yeah.
Very much so. But it was actually a lot of fun. Everybody definitely did their part and dressed up pretty well. Like one of our friends actually dressed up like in her husband's clothes and then just
That's
acted
cool.
like him the whole night. He's like the type of person that just kind of, shouts fuck and things like that. So she was just shouting fuck and just being like acting exactly like him. And then another one of our friends like full dress and like the kind of like fur coat and everything. It was impressive. It was a lot.
That's cool. I couldn't go to one of those parties.
I feel like why? Because you don't have a spouse.
I would just have to dress up as my right hand or something, yeah. That'd be funny, though.
That'd be sweet.
Dress up
That'd
like
make
one
a-
of the thumb
Hey, I got a
people
joke
from,
for you. I got a joke for you.
There you go. What's the joke?
Okay, hold your hand up. This would be awful for audio, but whatever. Hold your hand up. No, like this.
Yeah.
Like this. Like this. Okay. All right. In your hand are 3 women. One is a blonde, one is a brunette, one is a redhead. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Very small, right? They're like this big. Okay?
Okay.
Pick up the
Yeah.
blonde one. No, pick up the blonde one. With your other hand. Pick up the
I
blonde
crushed
with your
her.
other hand. With your other hand.
I don't like her. I don't like
Okay,
her.
okay. Now
Yeah,
put her
what do I
next to
do
your
now?
face.
Like right here?
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
All right.
Does that feel like the first time you've had sex?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. Go back to your hand.
What?
Come on, don't be an idiot.
happening?
Obviously, no.
I don't know what's happening.
Obviously not. Okay,
You don't know that.
Now grab the brunette.
Okay.
Okay, do the
Where do I
same
put
thing.
her?
Put it to your face.
All
Does
right,
that
so
feel
I'm
like
gonna
the
go right
first
here.
time you've had sex?
No.
Okay, grab the redhead.
Sure.
This is for sure here. Okay, put it next to your face. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the first time you've had sex? Does that
No.
feel? No? Okay. Put all of them back in your hand. Okay.
Do you like that I remember the specific spots?
Yeah. Now, grab them in your hand and then give them a
Like-
shake.
Like
Is that the
this?
first time you've had sex? Does that feel like
That's
the
right. That's about right.
He
That's
double
about right.
shook that. He got both hands in there and
You
everything.
did, dude. That was huge.
Well, like if you're mixing a drink, right? Like you get
yeah, that's right.
like
yeah.
right here.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
making a drink before you're going to do it.
Or do you do like this? I don't know.
That's skiing, dude.
The skiing.
That's skiing, bro. That's
It could be skiing. Yeah.
Brody's like,
So,
what the hell?
This is like you're trying to fight 2 guys
Yeah,
on either
dude.
side.
I mean,
Like,
when
yeah.
there's a bunch of guys, a bunch of dudes around you, dude, you need to fight them off.
punch
dude.
up. Yeah, I mean, I'm short, so like I'm
Yeah,
kind of going
absolutely.
like this. Yeah,
I'm a
here and
little
there. Oh, that's a great
concerned that
clip.
he put something on his face and then that felt like the first time he had sex.
It was pretty boring.
I have questions.
Yeah.
It was pretty boring. I've had better time watching Martin Scorsese movies than having sex. So
Damn, dude. The short
Maybe you
too.
should watch Elf.
Ooh,
Supposedly that helps.
Elf. Oh, that's
Actually,
right.
That's
Call
right.
back to
Was that
certified
Matt?
bad guy Matt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a bad guy.
What a weird thing
Bad guy.
to have sex to Elf.
Yeah, no.
That is
thank you.
odd.
It's a little weird.
It's always sunny. It's always sunny isn't a good pick either because you start laughing. It's hard to be in the
you
middle
could
of
laugh
something
at
like
Elf
that.
too if you're. I mean,
Well, I mean, yeah, if you have no sense of humor, but
Right.
like if Always Sunny is on and you're just sitting there and then you're doing your thing and you hear Danny DeVito go like, "I'm the trash man," and I throw trash all over the ring. It's like you can't not laugh at that. Like I lost it. I was like, hold on, we gotta stop.
Shit. Oh my god.
was
All
like,
right,
that's all.
explain your username tonight. Why you're in the for
Jeremy?
those who don't know, when we record, we all log into this little lobby in the metaverse. As far as I'm fucking
Yeah.
concerned, and
We don't know
what?
where we're
No,
at.
no one knows what the fuck the metaverse is right now.
No.
Club Penguin could be the fucking metaverse.
It probably is.
Could be.
Probably was, dude.
At one
gone.
point, it definitely was, I'm sure.
Cher Ami is French for dear friend, but it was the name of a carrier pigeon in World War One that was shot twice through the chest and the leg, and continued to fly back to continue to fly to its destination, and dropped a letter that was basically there was a battalion they were surrounded, and then the two pigeons that they sent out or sent to it got shot. They were shot down, and any person that tried to be like a runner died as well. So this pigeon carried a letter that said, "We are along the road parallel to 276.4. Our own artillery is dropping a barrage directly on us. For heaven's sake, stop it." And as it flew out, like to go back to command, it was shot twice. He fell and then continued to fly. He flew 25 miles in 25 minutes and saved all of the survivors, or saved not all the survivors, but saved the lives of 194 people. Yeah, he had been shot through the breast, blinded in one eye, and had a leg hanging on only by a tendon.
Did you
Army
learn that
medics-
from Battlefield 1?
It was in the loading screen. Yes.
Nice.
Amazing.
I figured.
Think about that
they-
for a second. We had better
Carrier
message
pigeons.
delivery from carrier pigeons than we do like when I'm sitting and watching a fucking Colts game in the stands. You can't send a fucking thing.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why you carry one with
That's
you
how I'm
if you ever need
use
it.
a carrier pigeon. Send
Yeah.
it across
He,
the way
check
to
my
buddy.
pigeon
Hey,
when I go through
you
the
ever see
gate.
that play?
Yeah, he recovered, and the one-legged bird was put on a boat back to the United States, and General John J. Pershing saw him off and said hello to him, and he's now at the...
Get a Purple Heart?
He got the... I'm going to totally butcher this. He received
The key to the city.
He received
Medal
like
of
the
Honor?
highest... No, he received the high... Basically akin to that, but for the French
pigeon?
army.
He was
for the
given
French army,
a
yeah, no.
handful of crickets and a slap on the ass.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was awarded. Yeah, basically the French version of the Medal of Honor with a oak leaf cluster for his heroic service in delivering 12 important messages.
When did he die?
And he died June 13th, 1919. So he was 1 year old.
Damn.
Yeah, he
So, I
died.
don't think pigeons live that long.
He died on June 13th, 1919 from the wounds he received in battle, and was later inducted into the Racing Pigeon Hall of Fame in 1931.
Dude, huge
He
thing.
also received a gold medal from the organized bodies of American racing pigeon
Yep,
fanciers
huge body,
in recognition of his service. And in 2019, he became one of the first winners of the Animals in War and Peace Medal of Bravery, bestowed on him.
Was he a show pigeon too at one point?
No, he literally was
my
just a carrier pigeon.
grandfather used to have show pigeons. I
he's
never
at the,
met my great grandfather, but my great grandfather was a national show pigeon winner, had all these trophies and shit, and then my grandfather took those trophies, he cut the pigeons off the top of them, he put golf balls on them for his
Jesus.
when he was retired for his old timer golf league that he started up near their house.
That's crazy. You can go see.
Show
you can
pigeons,
go
I shit you
flying
not.
Yeah,
Rats.
show pigeons.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
well
dude.
known as being one of the most disgusting birds.
The pigeon?
Yeah.
I'd say the seagull's worse.
Well, they're
The
in
shit
the,
a
sa-
seagull
the
will
same
eat
realm,
knows-
right?
The seagull knows no bounds to what it will engulf, dude. At least a pigeon, it's like, hey, I'll eat some crumbs. You know, I'll eat like the fucking wrapper to the Snickers bar. The seagull's like, okay, I'll eat that fucking needle. Okay, I'll eat that
This is true.
fucking. I'll eat
This
that
is true.
loaded domer sitting on the beach with a hot load in it. Sure, I'll suck that thing back.
Hell yeah.
Beach
Eagles
eagles
are
are
fucking
fucking
stupid.
disgusting, dude. Beach eagles are the fucking worst thing on this planet. Awful.
Um,
Pigeons are like well known for carrying disease and shit all
Oh,
over
yeah,
like
sure.
New York.
Well,
and
this-
stuff.
this
They're
one
fucking
did,
gnarly.
This one did some pretty
Not
cool
show
shit.
pigeons,
And
He did
dude.
some cool shit.
Those
for
are some
sure.
you
fluffy
can
fuckers,
go
dude.
see him. You can go see him at the National Museum of Natural History. He's on display
my
with
gosh, in
Sergeant
DC?
Stubby. Yeah,
I wanna-
he's
dude,
he's
so
been
Janelle and I want to go to DC soon.
I want to go to
when
the
everything
National Museum and
clears up.
the Smithsonian and all that kind of stuff.
Whenever
Yeah, I want
that
to go
is.
see all that. Yeah,
But yeah, I want to go.
Yes,
if I go
sir.
see it, I'll take a photo of it for you.
I want to go see him, and you should take a picture with Sergeant Stubby, who is he's on display with. That was the Boston Terrier for the U.S. Army's 102nd Infantry.
Boy, that name wouldn't fly now.
No, it wouldn't. He was in World War I as well. He served for 18 months and participated in 17 battles. He saved his regiment from surprise mustard gas, found and comforted the wounded, and once caught a German soldier by the seat of his pants and held him there until American soldiers found him.
Who the
So
fuck gets held by a Boston Terrier?
that guy.
Silly,
not
the
very
silly,
big.
small German men.
I have a picture I can send to you, Brody.
That's what happens, dude.
I'll
When you
just
live on a
post it.
diet of Wiener Schnitzel.
He is the subject of an actual 2018 animated film, Sergeant Stubby, an American Hero. Look at that. Yeah, it looks
crazy.
way too.
So is that
looks
is that
way
like
too
the
much
only
for
dog
kids.
that's acceptable to have been taxidermed? Because
I have no
in what
idea.
world would someone else taxiderm a dog?
There's people that do that though.
Stop
I
it.
mean,
Yeah,
that thing does
Yeah, some
not look
people
like
do.
a Boston Terrier.
Like so someone
I don't
loses
know,
their
man.
dog, they're like, hey, let me just stuff it full of shit and wrap its skin around a styrofoam mold and hold on to it.
I have seen like videos of people that taxiderm dogs.
Oh my
Like,
god.
It's fucking weird.
Did you see the fucking squirrel koozies I posted the other day?
Yeah.
yeah, I saw that.
Fucking crazy was that?
That's what you're getting for Christmas next year, Jeff.
No, dude, you can
Don't
get me one
worry,
of
they
those.
use the
Dude,
heads for golf clubs.
I will use that shit out on my back patio, no problem. But I just couldn't believe it. She has the little legs on it and everything still. She calls it upcycling.
Yeah, and she said like, "Don't worry, the heads don't go to waste. My husband uses them for golf." Like, huh?
Hey, dude, anything to save the environment. I'm for
Yeah,
it, dude.
yeah.
I keep my beer nice and cold.
Oh yeah, Lucas said in chat here for the live people, he said he knows someone who has preserved their dead dog for 15 years on their wall. So that's weird.
Whoa.
That is
Yeah.
strange.
Whoa.
I've joked about it with the Chihuahua because that thing is he looks like a troll half the time anyway.
Yeah.
I've joked that I'm going to do that for my wife. I'm not really going to do
Dude, you
that.
probably don't
but-
have to taxiderm it. He's so small. You just let him sit out in the sun enough. He'd prune up like a fucking raisin. He just dry out. You know what I mean?
Good
I
lord.
don't. I
He's
think
all
there's a
fluff.
little bit more to it than that. But
He's all fluff, dude. Just let him sit out in the sun like a fucking craisin.
Jesus. Oh, apparently Sergeant Stubby did not just capture a soldier; he captured a German spy.
Oh my god,
And-
not a very good spy.
yeah,
No, and it led to
fighting.
the unit commander nominating Stubby for the rank of sergeant. Think about that. They're sitting there, they're nominating a dog for the rank of sergeant. I love that. I love that.
The
That's
Germans
awesome.
hadn't seen a Boston Terrier. They're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, they said.
Well,
yeah.
I would look at that and say the same thing because that doesn't look like a fucking Boston Terrier.
They retook a town. That specific regiment or whatever retook a town, and women of the town made him a coat for his medals to be pinned. And he was injured again in the chest and leg by a grenade, and ultimately was given two wound stripes. He also was wounded by mustard gas, and once he recovered, they built him a specially designed mask to protect him.
It's
crazy.
Shit,
I
this
slipped,
dog's a
on, I slipped on my
badass.
driveway today. do I get a coat?
Can I get a coat?
Call me Mr. Call me Sergeant Slippy.
He met Presidents Woodrow Wilson, Calvin Coolidge, and Warren G. Harding. We can forget the last one. That guy sucked. Yeah, he was preserved via taxidermy and is He is part of the permanent collection of the Smithsonian National Museum of American History and is currently on display in their Price of Freedom Americans at War exhibit. He received an obituary in the New York Times following his death in 1926. He was 10 years old. The obituary was half a page, much longer than the obituaries of many notable people of that time period.
Holy cow.
And he was the subject of at least 4 books. Yeah, it's crazy. Apparently, the movie they made of him was really good too, which is weird because it looks so kid-like, and it's like, I don't know how you make World War I kid-like.
I mean, they named him Sergeant Stubby.
Yeah, that's funny.
I mean, that screams
maybe because
like
of it. That's probably
that screams the DreamWorks animated film.
Something tells me maybe that's due to his like lack of tail. Like, looks like a stub or something like that. So
well,
maybe
he was pretty
they did that.
short and stout too.
Yeah, so they could give it. Yeah. He was their unofficial mascot.
He does look like a Boston Terrier. It was the ears that were throwing me off. I see it now.
Do you imagine sending like fucking Bear, your pug, into war? Jesus. I'm sorry, I love Bear, but there is not.
Bear got lost in a corner in a fucking bean field.
Yeah, he did. He couldn't see over the soybeans.
Stupid fucker, and then tried to run from us when we tried to get him.
He almost got hit by a car.
Yeah. He had a cop, me, like my whole family, my wife's family chasing after this stupid pug through a goddamn bean field. Stupid dog.
And then
that's funny.
There's Sergeant Stubby. Oh my god, a fucking hero. And then there's your pug who can't see over a fucking, 8-inch fucking bean plant.
What a stark contrast that is. Just, God.
You have actual like rats flying through the sky, and then you have Cher-Ami, who is like, yeah, I got shot 3 times, I lost an eye, got shot through the chest, lost a leg, but I still delivered that damn message, believe it or not.
You think the dichotomy of the animal kingdom is like that? Like, you think there's just a bunch of fucking idiot birds everywhere, and then there's like one smart bird,
I don't think
that bird's just like, fuck these fucking guys again. Like there's one smart seagull out there, and then there's like thousands of other ones, and the guy's just sitting there, and that one seagull can cognitively understand what's going on, but every other seagull there is just like, hacking up fucking cigarette butts and shit, and he's just sitting there like,
they're all stupid.
Like, I just want to go to war and save my fucking country. And he turns over, and his fucking cousin just goes, and just hashes out a fucking meth pipe.
I mean, it's no different than the human race, right? Like,
I mean, yeah,
there's plenty of fucking stupid people.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like the Family Guy episode where they're talking about like the 3 seagulls are in the landfill or whatever, and they're like, one of them, he's like, dude, look at these red and white boxes that say KFC on them, eat them. And one of the other seagulls comes by and goes, you're eating another bird, dude. And he starts throwing up. It's like, yeah, that guy, that seagull's smart. He knows what's up. The other ones are just stupid. They just see food and they're like, oh, dude, check it out. It tastes so good.
Dude, speaking of dumb people, I got yelled at in a Kroger.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I got yelled
Gotta
at.
love Kroger.
In a Kroger.
Gotta love Kroger.
It was not great. I was at the self-checkout, and so in Indiana, we don't have, I don't know if Michigan does or not. You can answer that, but we don't have like a mask mandate for stuff. And so I literally jumped in, went and grabbed.
No, we don't.
Okay, you don't? Okay.
It says on the thing like we recommend you
like
wear
if
one,
you're not
but it's
vaccinated
not.
Or whatever. Right.
Yeah. It's a recommendation if you're not vaccinated, but they're not gonna yell at you. Like I walk right in and I just do my thing.
So
if anybody gives me a weird look, I just smile.
Yeah, no. So anyway, before any assholes point out, okay, I went and got my fucking haircut. They asked me to wear a mask. I wore my fucking mask. So before any assholes say, "Oh, he doesn't wear a fucking mask," whatever, go be a fucking seagull somewhere else. But what happened was, I went to an express checkout line, right, in Kroger. Literally was in the Kroger for like maybe at that point like a minute. Literally grabbed like one thing from like the end of the fucking aisle even and left to go to the express checkout. I'm waiting in line. There's like 3 other people in front of me because, express checkout is not so express. And this fucking lady just starts ripping into me. She's like,
"We're not wearing one?"
She's like, "Where's your mask?" I'm like, I it's not on my face.
I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, I was kind of an asshole, but I was like, I don't have a mask on. That's why I'm not wearing it. Like, I don't have one with me. And she's like, you should be wearing one. I'm like, I'm getting my almond milk like a fucking degenerate white person, okay? And I'm gonna go to the fucking checkout here, and then I'm gonna leave, and it's gonna be okay. And she's like, well, you should be wearing a mask right now. Like, there's no way you should be wearing. I'm like, I'm fucking. Quit talking to me, because now I gotta fucking turn around and talk to you, and I don't have a fucking mask on. If that's what you're fucking worried about. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah. Stay
So
back. You're good.
Then I'm
It'd be
sitting
fine.
there. Then I'm checking out my fucking almond milk. Of course, I scan it. Okay, the scanner thinks it's like a fucking Molotov cocktail or whatever, and asks for the associate to come over, and okay my purchase of almond milk, right?
There's a
you over
bitch
the
buying
age of
almond milk.
18?
Make sure it's okay.
Yeah,
Like, that's what
exactly.
it's doing. Says on
You
there.
bought
And the lady
alcoholic fucking
keeps
almond
going.
milk.
She keeps telling the guy, she's like, you shouldn't have. Meanwhile, nobody else is wearing a fucking mask.
It's like, why are
It's
you
just
getting yelled
me.
at?
It's just
Why
me.
do they always pick you?
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
It's his tall stature.
I
You
don't
should have just
fucking
pulled your
know.
shirt up like this and just said, "Does this make you happy?"
I don't
Like,
know. I should have.
I wouldn't
What do
have
you want?
even given her the fucking time of day. Fuck that.
I literally was just like, I tried to be nice at the start. I was like, ma'am, I'm going to be here for like maybe a minute, but you're holding me up here. It's going to take longer. I've got one item to
I'll hold my
scan here."
breath.
Yeah,
I'll hold
I've
my
got
breath
one
if it makes
item
you
to
feel any
scan.
better.
I mean, it's just like, holy fuck. Like, it just blows my mind, Like, pre-COVID, we'd cough to hide a fucking fart. Now we fucking fart to hide a cough.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking insane. Everybody's Jesus, Oh my God.
I don't know why she had such a big
This is
issue
also
with that.
like a week and a half ago. So before someone's like, well, there's so many cases. I understand. I get it.
Sure, I mean,
I was
but
getting
I'll be
almond milk
complete-
in a fucking Kroger.
I don't
Thank
wear just because partly just because I forget or like I'm vaccinated. I don't really care. So it's
Right.
like I just don't wear one.
Right.
If you have a problem with it, it's like then that's fine. You can tell me you have a problem with it, but I don't know what else to tell you. Like I don't know what you want me to say. I'm sorry, I don't have one. I didn't
Yeah.
have any in my car, and I
Yeah.
didn't realize I was stopping. Okay,
Excuse
great
me,
example.
let me go grab it in aisle fucking 3. I should have done that. I
Yeah.
should have been like, wait here. Grab a pack
I'll
of
go
masks.
grab one.
Yeah, don't
scan
cut
it,
in line. Don't cut in line.
Yeah.
You fucking wait until I go get that
scan
goddamn
it.
mask.
You
pay
wait.
for it, and then put it on and walk outside and be like, I
You
hope
should
you're
have
okay.
asked to borrow hers. Can I borrow yours for a
Oh my
minute?
God. Yeah.
That
I
would've
should
been-
You got a spare?
I should have held like an extra one in my crotch and just whipped it out and been like, ooh, my bad.
You didn't know.
My bad.
Let's
Let me
protect
tell
my
you what.
urethra.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't want it to. I didn't want to get COVID through the bottom.
COVID through the urethra.
That's so weird, dude. That's so weird. I don't know why.
I feel like just people are like, it's not even with that. I just feel like everyone's so tense, So I try to keep
Yeah,
like
they
a
probably
decent
are.
mind where I'm like, this lady's probably been through some shit today. It was the end of it was after work.
I actually
Oh,
heard
yeah.
a pretty interesting thing the other day. Amber was telling me about it. She was listening to some like psychologist, and he was saying that people have been in like this survival mode for so
Trauma.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this like survival trauma mode type thing right now, and he suspects that given how everything has gone, like once you come out of survival mode, so many people will enter like this insane depression, and like he expects like suicides to be on the rise and everything
yeah.
like that, like just
Sure.
this
Yeah.
fucking crazy shit. Because once you get out of the trauma, once that fight or flight thing has stopped, now you have time to process everything, and then that's when
Yeah.
everybody will like. Which is crazy. I mean, not to be like doom and gloom. It's just an interesting thing from like a psychology standpoint of like that's how your body reacts to shit.
Bro, when I it's better now, but I mean, full disclose, when I couldn't see my fucking family or anything, and I just sat here being like, fuck am I gonna do? My family can't
Yeah.
do any, I can't help them, I can't do anything or whatever. I mean, that 100% got me into that shit. And then when I was able to finally go see them, is the most fucked up mental experience of my life, where basically like
I'd
you have to
imagine
go
so.
up there, and then it was just like the whole time you're like, am I actually here?
Yeah.
Pretty fucked up. And then the
Yeah,
second
that's
time I
what
went up
happens.
there, it was less like that, but there's still like I can't even explain it. It's like I phased out. Like I remember
Mm-hmm.
walking with my dad, because my dad had to have fucking heart surgery. Well, I couldn't go see him either, and I ended up walking with him a bunch while he was walking up and down the street to get his exercise. In the time that I was working there remote, when I was finally able to go visit them, and I just remember walking with him, and he's chatting about a bunch of stuff, and I wasn't even listening. I was just walking, and just
Yeah.
out of my own body. It's fucked up. But this last time I went, got less like that. But yeah, it's a real fucking thing. But hey, no worries, Brody, because the pharmaceutical industry will just sell us a bunch of antidepressants. It'd be perfect. It'd be great. You know?
Hey, man.
You got to answer
I'm
to
cool with
everything.
that.
It's
We're gonna
fucking
get-
brilliant, right?
Well,
Wait,
you got to
did
go
we-
on an antidepressant, and then you got to go on something to balance off the side effects
That's
from the
correct,
antidepressant,
yep,
and then you got to
yep.
go on something to balance out those side effects. So
Yep.
by the end of it, you're on a cocktail of fucking pills, and
Yep.
yeah, it's fine.
Do we get just antidepressants, or can I get painkillers too? Like, can I get some Vicodin? Because
Yeah, I'm sure we could do that.
Dude, you can say fuck.
Name
dude, I
brand
fucking
only, though.
stubbed my toe last night on the table. I want fucking pain. They'll give you painkillers in this country for like anything. It's ridiculous.
I had to fight to get Vicodin for my wisdom teeth getting pulled. Not fight, but I had to just be like, "Hey,
Is
I
that 'cause
didn't
of
get
the heart
any."
stuff though, or is that because of the?
No, that's just because of of the substance that it is. It doesn't affect your heart that much actually. It's more of your lungs that it could cause problems, but only if you take too much. And it could give you like a respiratory depression, but it doesn't hurt your heart actually. I was surprised by that.
They gave
It
him
really
like
doesn't.
fentanyl when he had his
What
heart
pain med
surgery,
do they? Oh Jesus!
and he said it was fucking wild.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Holy fuck!
Well,
what
my
what did they
dad-
get? Wisdom teeth. I can't remember.
They
It's-
gave
it's like
me
Oxycontin
800.
and stuff.
Oxycodone?
Yeah.
No, they didn't give me that. They gave my dad that after his surgery but that was for something different. That wasn't a teeth thing. For me, they gave me ibuprofen 800 milligrams, and then they gave me Vicodin 5 to 325.
Fuck, 800 milligrams is what I take anyway. Come on.
That actually helped more than the Vicodin did
Take
for
two.
the most part. Like,
Give me
yeah, I took.
four. Fuck you.
Dude, actually, not gonna lie. Other aside from the swelling and like just the obvious pain and discomfort, it's probably the best time I had because I was just sitting there. I just pop a painkiller like the ibuprofen, and I just sit there and I just play Spider-Man on the PS4. And I just be like, oh shit, this is so cool, dude. Like, I had the time of my life.
Jesus.
I'm eating mashed potatoes and strawberry smoothies and all this other
we
stuff.
do
I'm
not
living the
condone
life.
the recreational use of
No.
painkillers.
I do not
at all.
condone that, no. But if you're gonna have fun, have fun.
Ibuprofen's like, even then it's like,
Ibuprofen
yeah,
doesn't
Advil.
do anything.
no.
Just
you're
that,
not
or
fucking
And even
high
even
on it.
yeah, I mean, one time I did like because of the pain, I took a Vicodin and I did get some like whatever they'd call a buzz, but it felt like nothing. It was just like, oh, I feel lighter than before, but that was it. I was like, that's it. Like, that's what everybody says is so dangerous. I was like, that didn't feel like anything special. Like,
Yeah.
I find Xanax to be a bit more of a problem,
Dude.
like because I had to take they gave me a 0.5 milligram of Xanax for a panic attack once, and I literally took that, and 5 minutes later I was like, I'm sinking into the bed. I'm not doing anything for the rest of this, like for the rest of the night. That felt more dangerous than taking like the Vicodin for the pain and then getting a little
pretty
high, I guess.
lucky.
And I barely call it that.
I haven't had to take
like-
like anything crazy.
They gave me a bunch of shit when I had my knee surgeries. It was like oxycodone and shit, but
Yeah.
I didn't like being on it because I just slept. Like, it just
I don't know if
fucking
it's a
made me go to
Canada
sleep.
thing, but like
Yeah,
I
my dad
never
had the
really
same thing.
got that much shit. I mean, like when I wisdom teeth pulled out, it was like they numbed that shit real well, so that it was numb for like basically a whole nother day, and then I just got Tylenol.
Oh yeah, they
essentially.
didn't. Mine was not like that.
Like, I
they
got nothing.
didn't
And then
numb
when
it
I
for
did
that
my
long.
other surgery stuff, like this is nothing. They just
I don't know.
I
what
mean,
I
I
don't
did have my knee fucking broken half.
I had a
and
bone
spinal
marrow
box and all
Sure.
that shit.
fucking
Yeah, they did the
sample.
bone marrow on me too. For the
That
repair of
didn't
my
do
knee.
shit, and then I had some other stuff.
That
I didn't
fucking
do.
sucks.
Yeah, I had some other stuff
That
I didn't do.
that was 10 times worse than the knee
I
surgery.
know, it's
That
awful.
fucking sucked.
Yeah. And then, but yeah, my dad said that he had a little bit. They gave him a little bit of fentanyl, and he was like, "It's fucking wild."
Yeah. I mean,
Like
Yeah,
he literally said he felt absolutely nothing.
Jesus.
yeah, I would imagine not.
Like beyond, like. But the difference was that it wasn't like you know, you take like if you do take painkiller for something for surgery or whatever, like you do get like a high out of it, and you realize in the moment that like you're getting a buzz and you're getting high. So he said it was so instantaneous that he just boom immediately
So for
was
me,
like
yeah, I didn't have that.
immediately nothing.
Huh.
And he
The
was like, it was
ibuprofen
great. He's
helped
like, it
more
was
for
a
me.
perfect amount. And he's like, I felt absolutely. He's like, if somebody did not tell me to like be careful, he's like, I wouldn't have been careful. I would have been just getting up.
I'm really surprised they even gave you ibuprofen.
Me?
because they want it to swell because that's how it heals. Most of the time, they won't give you ibuprofen after a major
Blood
surgery
thinner.
because they want your fucking shit to actually
swell up,
process it
yeah.
properly, right?
Yeah, I mean that
Usually,
up.
like, here's a baby aspirin.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
oh,
I had no problems actually. I have a buddy of mine who was like, "Yeah, I got my wisdom tooth pulled," and I was like, "How'd that go?" He goes, "Oh, the surgery wasn't too bad." How? And I was like, "Well, what does that mean?" And he goes, "Yeah, the next day I had a steak." I'm like, "Are you a moron?"
Yeah, that's fucking dumb.
Dude, the grossest
He's like-
thing is
he's like, "I got a dry
fucking
socket." It's like,
spraying
"No
out
shit."
the sockets
yeah,
Yeah, because that's what they have
with
to do if
water,
you get a
and then
dry
you're
socket.
like, you think it's all good, you know, and then you're like,
Yeah.
well, there's the mac
When I
and
had-
cheese I ate a day ago.
When I had
didn't get
mine out-
last night.
Ugh.
when I had mine out, I cut chicken strips into small enough pieces that I could swallow the motherfuckers whole, because I was going nuts not being able to eat like meat, like protein. I that is 99% of my diet is
I
just eating
protein shakes.
meat and protein shakes. So I'm
You
like,
heard it here
I
first,
was
guys.
losing my fucking mind.
You heard it here first. Birdie likes meat.
Damn right.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Nice meat in my mouth.
Oh,
Clip it.
gross.
That's
Yeah, they
getting
give
clipped.
me somebody get that. Editor, get that right now. No, the ibuprofen was actually more helpful. It just it took away the pain more than the Vicodin did. The Vicodin actually felt like it didn't do much. Like I only took it just because of like the cycle of it, right? Like just because I couldn't take as much ibuprofen. So I only took it just to kind of contribute to that. And then yeah, there was the time where I was like, oh, this is fun. I was like, this is neat. This is different than like what I felt with the painkillers before. I mean, it's called Narco now, but it's Vicodin. It's the same fucking thing. It's just not the same name. But
Brand.
yeah. And then, but like my dad, he had a surgery for his spine, and they gave him oxycodone, but they gave him like 3 pills in a little thing, and they were like, that's it. That's all you
Really?
get. And they were like,
to be
if you
honest
need
with you,
more,
I'm cool with
they're
that
like, if you need
because,
more,
like, we
you
need to
gotta
figure that
call.
shit out.
yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
you need to call. And then, but then my dad said the same thing. Where he's like, I took it and I just ended up falling asleep.
So, like, here's
Like-
my
Well,
question: who the
I
fuck
also-
keeps handing these out all the time?
The house,
Doctor House.
Dr. House.
Fucking
So they
British,
gave me-
damn it.
They did give me like a full like 30-day supply or whatever. Granted, this was
There it
also
is.
Yeah,
12 years ago.
Yeah,
So I mean,
Sure.
it wasn't as much of an epidemic at the time.
it's
but,
still crazy though.
Well,
Yeah.
it's worse now. It's worse now. That's what I'm saying.
But so I'm saying,
at
like,
that
how the
time, it
fuck is
wasn't
that a
as bad.
thing? Is it just like off like aftermarket shit?
Some people will get them and then sell them, and they won't ever
Yeah.
use them. Like they'll get them for, oh, I have back pain. Okay, and some bad doctors will be like, okay, here's oxycodone,
just
and
give
so
you
then
the
they'll get it and
strongest
sell it.
thing.
This is
Yeah.
Or they're
crazy
just
to me.
fucking addicted to it, and they can just go in there and be like, "Hey, my fucking back hurts," and they're like, "Okay, cool."
Like,
Well,
I don't
'cause
know,
it's
this
also-
is probably too extreme, but it's like they should make it where, like, if you're a doctor and you're not checking up on that shit, and
Right.
someone, like,
Well,
dies from it, you should be like,
You
your
should be
license should
disbarred.
be revoked from that kind of shit.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
I just don't.
You should not
I
be
just
able
don't
to-
understand.
I
how
think
you
it's
give
hard to
someone
track
something.
though, right? Like if they
Well,
take
there's-
4 days servings in a fucking day, like how the fuck
Yeah,
are you
yeah, but
held
I'm talking
responsible
long
for
term
that?
people. I'm talking long term.
Yeah, if they come in every
Sure.
other week asking for it, yeah, that's a fucking problem.
Well, I mean, like I have a friend who
But I mean,
she
like, usually
has.
shit with that, you have to like go every month. They have to rewrite the prescription, right? So it's like fucking.
Yeah,
how do
it
you-
I
has to
get-
be
I
like
guess.
you have to go in and,
Yeah,
and be seen again, or you're supposed to, right? Like
Yeah.
I think sometimes, depending on what you had done, you can actually get like another
I'm
refill.
sure COVID fucked that up because people
Oh, I'm
probably
sure.
just telemedicine or just fucking message through their app, right? Like their MyChart app or whatever.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I have a friend who she has a anti-anxiety, like she has Xanax, and I remember when I was going through a lot of bad anxiety or whatever, and I talked to my doctor about it. I was like, I'd like to have something. I didn't specifically say anything, but I was like, I'd like to have an anti-anxiety medication, and he gave me Wellbutrin, which is like an antidepressant and / anti, like it can do both. It kind of makes you a bit more uppity. It makes you a bit more of like puts you a bit more into a motivated idea.
Okay.
But she got Xanax, and when I brought up, I remember like just want to like a little thing, like just like maybe 20 pills or something like that, just to take as needed if I ever get and like have a panic or anxiety attack. And he was like, "Well, we don't like to give that out because of the high thing of addiction, like the high risk of it." And I was like,
It's
"I
a
get,
stimulant,
like
yeah.
I was like, I understand that. Like I'm not gonna bitch about it, but I was like, at the end of the day, it's like, well, I could see like what Brody said though, where it's like some bad doctors will be like, oh, I have bad back pain because of like my job. I've been in construction for 25 years. I have bad back pain. They don't think of anything other than to treat the problem, other than just give them the strongest medication we got. They don't think,
I know.
I'm gonna recommend you, chiropractor or whatever.
Losing weight,
massage
like the
therapist,
anomaly is a super fit dude coming in with my back hurts from 20 years of construction. It's usually like, the dude's fucking
he's a frat
90
guy.
pounds over fucking weight, and he's wondering why his back hurts at the age of 45. You know what I mean? Like, it's Jesus Christ. I just
Maybe
don't
the extra
understand
70
it.
pounds you're carrying, but
Well, it's just
like-
wild, right? Because like doctors, I don't know. A lot of doctors like only take like they take like a fucking month of nutrition, or a class of nutrition.
yeah, it's
There's nothing.
Yeah,
and
I
I'm not,
majored
I'm not
in-
one that's
I
like
majored in
hippy
nutrition.
dippy, like just eat. I mean, there's shit that happens. Like you got to take some stuff. And modern medicine is fucking unbelievable. It's crazy what we can do nowadays.
like
But-
a modern multivitamin is fucking incredible. You can
Yeah.
get most of what you need from that.
Yeah.
And then anything else you can supplement. Like if you're a vegetarian, you can get all the iron that you need from a fucking pill. Like it's crazy.
And not just iron, you can get more than that from a pill, right?
Well,
Like, you
yeah,
can get
I'm just
multiple.
saying, like
So
No, I know I'm
exclusively
agreeing,
use
but like, yeah, like
Flintstones.
you said.
they.
Oh, if you're
they
not
also
using
say-
Flintstones, you're a moron.
Okay.
Sorry.
especially for like women, they tend to be less iron heavy, and
Yeah.
so they will actually like women's vitamins will typically come with iron in them to supplement what they are missing. Like that's a big one that people miss out on is the fucking iron, right? Especially if you cut out red meat because that's where you typically will get it.
Magnesium.
So yeah, and magnesium, magnesium is another big one that
It's a
lot of
bitch
people
though
miss
to
out
get
on.
because you have to. There's something goofy about that, where you can't just like take it. You can't just take it with food. You gotta like eat certain things with it. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a weird absorption.
yeah, because your body won't like actually
You'll freak out.
absorb it if it isn't mixed
It can
properly,
do the
right? Like,
adverse-
that's why the
adverse thing.
banana is like literally the best way to get your magnesium.
Yeah.
Oh, I
The
didn't know that.
banana.
Yeah,
No, never taken a
it's a
magnesium
mixture
thing.
of something like your body will reject it. I think if it comes in by itself, if I remember correctly, something along those lines. I didn't.
Dude,
major
I had a
in
problem
nutrition.
for a long time.
I
Where
did.
I couldn't take fucking certain vitamins.
Yeah,
So like it's terrible because I'm sure they're not the best for you. But like those gummy vitamins, like the adult gummy vitamins. That's
Yeah.
all I can take because if I take the fucking ones that have like the powder in them or like the pressed pill version, I'll throw up.
really?
Whether
I'm
or
gonna throw
not
up.
I have fucking food
Oh.
or not,
Oh.
I'll
Oh,
throw
I
up.
can- It doesn't.
That's
bug me in
terrible.
any way, shape, or form. I'll take 2
Oh.
horse pills.
And let me
at
tell you,
once.
when you throw up, the soupy powdery mix of a vitamin up your fucking
Jeff,
throat,
stop talking. You're gonna make me throw up.
It's not great, Evan. It's not great.
I just finished drinking that and it tasted like butthole. It's not good.
I haven't looked
Damn.
into the gummy vitamins on how well your body absorbs that, but I know like for protein especially, like some of the cheap protein that you can get from like Walmart or whatever, just that fucking cheap knockoff brand
Yeah.
bullshit. Like your body doesn't even absorb that protein. It's a fucking waste. You're just gonna
Makes you poop.
shit it out.
Makes it turd.
Yeah, it's just.
I was gonna
you're
say-
literally gonna shit it out.
I was
You have to get decent shit.
I was having stomach problems, and my doctor recommended, or my dad, and by like my doctor as well recommended like using milk of magnesia. And it said on the label what to take, but they didn't say how much to take depending on your weight. And I was less weight
Seems
than what I
like a
am
problem.
now.
Oh my god, you
Yeah.
shit your brains out.
Yeah, I actually took like it was considered like almost an overdose of milk of magnesia because I drank
Jesus.
too much because of my weight, because I was 125 pounds, so like I took 60 milliliters, I think. So that's like I should have had just 1 cup of 30, not 2. And
Holy
a little
hell.
while later, I was like, "Hey, I gotta go to the bathroom," and my dad was like, "Have fun," and I was like, "I'm not leaving it now. I'm here. This is my home." Like.
I live here now.
Dude,
They busted down the door and I had a tree fort in there. I was living there was like the
I don't
whatever
wanna
those
pull
books were as a
a-
kid.
I don't want to pull a Joe Rogan here, but I had
no.
like some of the worst stomach problems ever for like
You took ivermectin.
probably. Well, no, I mean, remember a couple weeks ago we talked about the mono thing or whatever, and how I went to like all these
Yeah,
different
yeah.
hospitals and shit. Okay, so after that
Yeah.
happened, I fucking nuked my stomach, right, with the antibiotics and all that kind of shit.
Oh
My
yeah.
stomach was just destroyed. I couldn't eat anything without getting just unbelievable acid reflux, and then the acid reflux would give me like fucking anxiety, and then I'm sitting there alone, like this is my like first apartment alone or whatever from home, and I just get like panic attacks and my fucking stomach would be all fucked up. The only thing that saved me is kefir.
Really?
I drank that shit, and I drank it for like a week. Kefir, and it's fucking delicious. Are you guys both Googling it right now?
Yeah, I just got Kiefer Sykes is all I got right off the bat.
So basically,
I got Kiefer Sutherland.
Nice. You can't drink him. You could, but that's fucking gross. Basically it's fucking delicious.
K-E or
F-I-R.
it's K-E-F-I-R.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
I put an extra I in
it's
there.
at Kroger, it's at Meijer, it's at Walmart, whatever. But basically, I got like big bottles of it like this, right? And you drink like, I don't know, like 6 to 8 ounces at a time. And it's basically, it's almost like a Go-Gurt. But the difference is like if you use probiotics, right? What my doctor's trying to tell me about the probiotic is that like when it says like, hey, 2 billion, 3 billion, whatever bacteria, right, on the bottle of like a bottle of probiotics, the problem with that is that's the total amount of bacteria, but not the strains. So like there'll be like 3 strains of bacteria, each at a billion
12.
each, but that's the huge problem. So the kefir, and then the problem with that is that your gut biome might not fucking use that shit.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to get it naturally from fermented foods, and kefir is like one of the best fermented fucking foods you could have, and it's absolutely fucking delicious. But if you have any fucking stomach problems, you drink that shit, and within
You're good.
2-3 days, if you have badass reflux or you want to reset like your gut with the right bacteria, that shit will fucking immediately cure you.
Yeah, it's a tart and tangy cultured milk smoothie is what this brand is specifically.
It tastes like a Go-Gurt.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, what you're saying with the probiotics, it makes sense. And then on top of that, you get the antibiotics from it too that are going to help break down anything you consume.
Bro, it's like I couldn't believe it. Like I ended up going to it's like the 3rd or 4th doctor, and he recommended it. He's like, try some kefir. He's like, you destroyed your gut with the antibiotics and just the stress and everything going on. He's like, try it out and see how it's like $4 at Walmart for like a big old jug of it, and try it out. It's fucking delicious. I had like strawberry and blueberry, and within the first like day, I felt better.
It can cause side effects like bloating, nausea, intestinal cramping, and constipation. But once you start feeling better, I didn't drink it after that. I mean, literally all of that is the same thing as if you eat cheese or drink milk. Like, there's nothing all that strange about that, but that would make sense.
No, I just basically drank it for like, I'd say 3 days, like exclusively.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was all good. It was phenomenal. So you definitely gotta definitely do that. Even if you have like if you have bad bowel movements and stuff like that or whatever, try that shit out. It's fucking unbelievable. Reset your whole body.
There you go, Nick. If you're listening, maybe
there you
do
go,
this,
buddy. Yeah, there you
Nick,
go.
We found the product for you, bud.
Dude, I was just getting
was
getting such badass reflux. It was crazy. Like, couldn't breathe.
Yeah. Everything was probably causing like fucking ulcers in your stomach. If it was that fucked up and it wasn't processing shit right, you could be getting some ulcers and all sorts of shit.
Yeah, and then you can start getting the issue where when you start eating food, it breaks the blood barrier there, and then all of a sudden now you're getting particles of not particles, but you're getting an allergic reaction from food like wheat and stuff like that, literally in your bloodstream,
which can develop into autoimmune diseases where your body attacks itself, all that kind of stuff too. Yeah, my brother's got Crohn's disease, so like his part of his intestinal tract is just covered in like, I don't know, they're not covered in ulcers, but it just doesn't process things well. Like he'll just be like, I don't want to eat. And we're like, you haven't eaten all day. He's like, I don't want to eat. Like, he's like, I do not want to eat. My stomach feels like it's on fire, basically. It really sucks.
Yeah.
On the episode that Nick is not here, we still talked about bowel movements, but this time in an educational fashion.
Much better
we actually helped people.
By the way, we're not doctors in any fashion.
Not doctors, but it's worth a fucking shot for $4 at Walmart.
Out of my own experience, it worked for me. So if there's somebody out there, because I know so many fucking people that have that problem. But they don't fucking, not that they can't they don't do anything about it, but they go to like everything else, right? They're like, oh, I take the probiotic. You know, I spent the $60 for the good probiotic. Go fucking eat food.
Yeah, you still
like
only got like 4 or
sauerkraut,
5 of
bro.
them out of it.
Sauerkraut, pickles, fucking kefir, stuff like that. Just fermented
yeah.
shit. It's just unbelievable for you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So
It's a
good
lot
for
easier
you.
to consume and a lot cheaper.
So my
Fuck,
doctor
that's a lot
recommended
cheaper.
that he recommended that I start eating things like that, and then he said I recommend that you go to like a local probiotic shop. Don't buy something online. Go to like a name brand, or not even a name brand. He's like, go to something that's just super obscure. Like sounds like the advice you wouldn't want to get, right? Like just go to this
Yeah.
weird shop
Yeah.
and just go to this back
No,
fridge
it's
and find
true
stuff.
as
But it's
hell,
like
though.
Yo,
it's like,
Evan,
but
do
you
that
want to go to
kefir.
these places.
They say
I
the
don't
same
need
thing
to
for
do it
honey.
now. I'm good.
Okay.
They say
Yeah,
the
I'm
same
okay.
thing for honey. You're supposed to buy like local honey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
helps
Yeah,
with your
don't buy.
allergies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't buy
I
name
did
brand
that.
stuff because it just is. You don't know,
Makes a
like
big
just
fucking
process through
difference. It's
everything.
crazy.
You know
Yeah.
what's fucking wild was on the allergy subject, I went and saw a doctor like, man, probably a year and a half ago. Just because I was having like just crazy seasonal fucking allergies. And this doctor is so fucking cool. He taught me so much shit. It was crazy. Taught me about just, because I asked him like, what the fuck did people do before like antihistamines? You know,
They
what a
died.
miserable life, right? He said, so in Indiana, in the summertime, a bunch of the rich people would go up to Michigan. They go up to like the UP and shit like that because the wind was so strong off the lakes, it would blow all the pollen out east.
Mm-hmm.
But then
Oh.
Indiana down here, I mean, it's windy, but it's swirling around.
It's
just
not
fucking,
like that,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm getting fucking Illinois pollen, okay? You know, a day
Yeah.
later, I'm getting fucking dirty old Missouri's pollen. You know, I'm getting fucking, God forbid I get Ohio's pollen. Jesus.
That's the
Blowing
end.
the wrong way.
Yeah, it's blowing the
That is
wrong
the
way.
end.
Keep that shit over there.
You know, you might be getting
Yeah.
some of Kentucky's, you know, comes and trickles up a little bit.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, he said that they used to go to like big resorts up in Michigan, and that's how they would get away from that shit, because they would sit on the fucking, like on the UP or just below the UP, and all that wind right over the lake would blow it out of the way, and they'd have a lot better life.
My
That's
son
cool.
is allergic to basically being alive, like fucking grass, like the sun, everything, like anything you can name. He is
My
allergic
brother's
to
the
it,
same.
except for cats.
Yeah, he loves
He's allergic
Vader.
to dogs. Yeah, but anyway, the doctor that we started going to see, like, got him leveled out to where you wouldn't even know he has allergies at this point. Like, it's fucking incredible because
Yeah, it's
we
cool.
we went through the cycles of like being way too heavily medicated on shit, like the inhalers and everything,
Did
and
you
then he
have to
started
use the
to
shots
cut it
and
back.
stuff?
No, it was all inhalers or a pill. But he ended up dialing it back and then finding that sweet spot, and like you wouldn't even know he has it. Like if he gets like real active and runs around too much, especially outside, it'll kind of start to flare up a little bit, but he's got an inhaler for that, and he takes that and fucking good to go. Like it's incredible what they can do with modern medicine. It's wild.
I gotta
Awesome.
figure that out.
It's awesome, dude. I can give you a name if you need a name. I got a guy.
Give me a
I got a
fucking
guy.
name. Give me a name, because
I will.
I'll
I
probably
will.
hit him up. The other guy was good. I don't know. I feel like I have like a fucking dust allergy or something, and I'm like, I don't know how the fuck to deal with that. Like, how do you?
I think with
Seasonal
that,
allergies.
the dust one, I think you literally just have to medicate it, like because there's no way to avoid dust.
Right.
Like
And
how
not
the
just
fuck are you
clean
gonna
like
do
crazy
that?
or something?
Right. And even then, I mean, half the time when
can
you
you do
clean
it, right?
dust, you're just kicking it up somewhere else anyway.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Right.
fuck, you go like this. There's like 1 million skin cells now in the air right now around me. Fucking
Right,
Disgusting.
right.
We're disgusting
I have
creatures.
to clean in here like all the fucking time, and
Yeah.
it's still dusty as fuck all the time. It's just insane. I mean, I've got 2 consoles in here and a PC that are constantly just whirling shit around, and then the fan and everything. It's a fucking
Little
nightmare.
PC tornado.
Little PC tornado for sure.
Hey, Evan, did you guys get a bunch of snow?
We did in Grand Rapids. That was a couple weeks ago, but no, nothing really crazy over here.
Is there like snow on the ground there though?
Not anymore. No, there was last week, but no, nothing crazy. As far as I know,
Still have
Nothing.
not got fucking snow.
there was a lot of snow in Grand Rapids. There was a ton of it. Like I drove there during a blizzard.
We
It was
just keep
awesome.
getting that shitty freezing rain, which is I
Yeah.
would argue is way worse than snow.
Way
like,
worse.
that
Yeah,
shit
probably.
fucking sucks.
Way
Yeah.
worse.
Can't see it. Like, god damn.
Can't see it. It's the silent killer.
When we get if we get a good freezing rain like that, I can't get up my driveway because it's so fucking
Well,
steep.
your driver's a goddamn mountain.
I
First
have
off.
we have had a lot of issues where when we get that, if I don't have salt to put out on it
Remember
or
last year your
whatever, or like,
fucking Jeep was. Your Jeep.
oh yeah,
yeah.
I used to wake up in the morning and come out to start my Jeep up in the morning, and that motherfucker had slid down the driveway because the freezing rain had been on the driveway, and as it got worse, that motherfucker slid all the way down into the road, just fucking
that's
hanging
lovely.
out. So if I finally got to the point where I would just park it on the side of the road because I'm like, I'm not fucking with this. But we've had issues where we couldn't get our main vehicle up into the garage. So you'll like fucking park down, and then you have to like try to traverse up there or walk in the grass, and then even then you have to like cross. It's a fucking nightmare. But that shit's wild. Like we started to get it today. It wasn't too terrible yet, but I was out and about a little bit today, and
We got it pretty bad.
it was a little slick.
I put down a ton of salt though.
Yeah, I ran out of salt, or I thought I
it's just
had
cold
salt
here.
and it's gone. I need to go get more salt.
I don't get it though. My neighbors don't. I mean, they see me putting it down, and they don't do anything. It's like you
Yeah.
think if the fucking Canadian guys putting down salt, you'd fucking be like, hey,
Well, the
put
bad
the
part
salt.
about the
let's
salt,
put
like
some salt down.
the salt can like eat your concrete too. So a lot of people don't like to put it
Buy the
down.
good shit. Buy the good
Well,
shit.
yeah.
I still buy the
I've
cheap
used quite a bit of it. I haven't had any issues, but I ran out of it apparently
Purple
last
stuff.
year, and I went to grab it the other day. I'm like, oh shit, we don't have any. Just
shit. And
slide
now
down
no
my
store's
driveway.
gonna
It's
have
fine.
any because every fucking
No.
person in Indiana went and grabbed
Oh
it.
God, no. Yeah.
God.
SMH. Yeah, we haven't had to worry about anything like that here. About any sort of freezing rain, no snow, nothing like that. It's been
Dude,
perfectly fine.
What's wild though is that fucking giant storm that ripped through like all of the Northeast and like the Southeast.
Yeah.
That shit went right around Indiana. Like it literally looked at us and it went, nah, fuck
No.
this. And it went under and then it came right the fuck back up to Ohio and it was like, okay, I'm gonna fuck with these people. And then
Yeah,
it
fuck
went
you, Ohio.
like if you look at like Corey put on Twitter like a photo of his car or whatever, and there's like 3 feet of snow on top of his fucking car.
Yeah.
And he's only
Yeah,
in
and
Columbus.
we got
He's in
none of
Columbus.
that
That's
shit.
3 hours from us.
If even. I don't even think it's quite 3 hours. It's like 2.5. Yeah. It's not very far.
Like,
all
and
things
there's
considered.
nothing here. It's like
Oh my
Jesus.
gosh.
Just fucking
That
mind
beer
boggling.
tastes awful. Sorry, I don't
What
mean to
was
take away
it?
from the
What was
conversation.
it? Like, was it the end of it? Is that why it was bad?
It was the end of it, and it was starting to get warm.
Ooh.
It's just awful. It's not as awful
What
as
percentage is
people.
it?
9.2.
Ooh.
It's not as bad as people who judge your character by what star sign you are, but it was pretty close to that.
Yo, let's talk about that, dude. That's some fucking bullshit.
we
I
should
could-
probably focus on that a little more.
I can talk on that in that when I've been on a couple dating apps, and that's like
No.
what some people put. I don't do it because I don't know anything about it.
Sure.
But like they'll put rising this, sun this, moon that, whatever, like
Jesus.
macaroni and cheese this,
Jets
Tyson
fan.
chicken nuggets that, like a Little Caesars deep dish. Like I don't know, they'll just put like they could put anything on there, and I'll be like, yeah, okay,
Crazy
I guess
bread.
I don't know. Yeah,
In the
I don't know. Are
bed.
you? No, they'd be like, I'm a Gemini, so I'm like crazy bread because I'm crazy, and I'd be like, that's annoying. I don't want to talk to you anymore for the
Not
rest
an
of my
excuse.
life.
to be a fucking
what a
psychopath.
bunch of fucking arrogant fucking people.
I don't like people like that. I don't like people like
What
that.
a
I've
bunch
dated
of
people like that.
arrogant fucks. Are you kidding
It's
me?
a-
I'm a Gemini.
that is-
That's oops. That's
That's
Gemini
the
things.
excuse. Like that's the same thing as like if you can't handle me at my best, you don't deserve, or if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best type shit. Like fuck off.
No, this
Fuck
is,
off.
Yeah.
This is the same
Be
people.
a decent person as much as you possibly can.
It's the same
Yeah.
people that have the fucking car decal on the back of their Dodge minivan that says this car runs on 100% bitch.
Oh,
Fuck.
gross. I feel like throwing up anyway.
You know what I mean?
think I'm just gonna
you ever
do it
seen
anyway.
those
Yeah.
crazy ones?
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm a
I-
country mama. Don't fuck with me.
oh,
I'm 100% bitch. It's like,
yeah, you probably are. That's why I don't want to
Jesus.
talk to
I'm
you.
sure you've been divorced twice and have 3
Yeah.
kids when nobody that wants to be around them. So
Just
yeah,
Virgo
fucking
thing, so
awesome.
just
Congrats.
Virgo- just Virgo
thing.
I've
That's the
dated.
thing. What a bunch of fucking arrogant people, though. You know,
I
hey,
dated
I've
someone-
got fucking problems in my life. Oh, I've got shame. I've got all this stuff. Let me just mask it with some fucking wizardry bullshit, dude.
Yeah. I committed all sorts of adultery, but it's okay because I'm a fucking Sagittarius. You know, like I don't
Yeah.
fucking care. Fuck
It's
off.
the Gemini. It's the Gemini.
Jesus.
I'll
It's
tell
always
you.
the Gemini, yeah.
I dated a woman who was a Gemini, and she never used that as an excuse, but she talked about it, and I was like, I think I actually said to her at one point, I was like, I don't give a shit, and she was like, what? And I was like,
Dude.
what am I? And she's like, you're an Aquarius. I'm like, that doesn't mean anything to me.
You are a
She's like-
human being that just needs to fucking act like a human being.
Here's the
I
thing.
was
is
born
if
with
you're an
you.
Aquarius and you
I was
don't
gonna-
know
I
it,
was
are
gonna
you an
be-
Aquarius?
Because my birthday's February 11th, and that means that like
Yeah.
that's when the Aquarius sign is there. I was like, listen,
Yeah, you're an
I was like,
Aquafina.
I was born 2000 February 11th. Yeah, exactly. I was born February 11th.
I'm an
2000.
ice mountain.
I don't
I'm
really
a
give a
Dasani.
shit where the stars were at when that happened, because you know what, the stars didn't give a shit about me. I didn't give a shit about them, so I don't think it really matters. What I was like, she never used it as an excuse, but it was always under the surface.
Did you
of,
tell
like-
her that those stars could have exploded like fucking hundreds of thousands of years ago type shit?
Never
Like,
tell you about
I mean,
the,
according to like
that's how
supernovas
that
take
works.
however long that fucking shit actually takes to
Well,
get here. Like,
billions years.
yeah, it's
depending
fucking
how far they are,
crazy.
yeah. So
That star's been gone since the time you fucking looked at it. Like, come
Mm-hmm.
on now.
I guarantee, probably not her, but I guarantee somebody would have an answer for that. They'd be like, "Well, you know," and I'd be like, "You know what? No, you don't." And I was like, "You don't know. We only know that like they might be gone.
It's just
Shit.
same people that are still buying charms at Pandora, dude. Fuck these people.
They
I
might have
can't-
gotten swallowed up by like another alien civilization." You guys want to talk about alien civilizations? You guys know the Kardashev scale? That thing's pretty fucking sweet. You guys know anything about that? You want me to tell you? You want me
Well,
to give you
yeah,
a little
tell me.
before you get into that, did I ever tell you about the time I came across people in Phoenix yelling at a hole in the ground?
No, but I would love to
I was
join
on a
that.
business trip with
Hell yeah.
a guy I worked with, and the guy's absolutely phenomenal, just hilarious fucking guy.
I assume I think I know who this was, but
yeah, absolutely hilarious guy, super smart dude, but also just like loves to act stupid. So people don't take him seriously. It's fantastic. So you don't have to deal with stuff. And we go out to a
Jesus.
trade show out in Phoenix, Arizona, and we decide that on the last day, it ended like fucking 11 a.m. and our flight wasn't until like fucking 8 p.m. or something like that out of Phoenix. So it was gonna be like a fucking overnight, disgusting red eye flight bullshit. So we leave the trade show and we go, what the fuck we want to do? So we go up to this national park that's like I think the south of Phoenix or whatever. We go up the mountain, do all that kind of stuff. Looked great on the top of the mountain, was fantastic. We meet this French couple at the top of the mountain, and they're like with their kid or whatever. And we're shooting the shit with them. They start talking about a vortex. Okay, and we're like, okay,
It's getting good here.
all right, what's going on here, right? Because all I saw coming through the parking lot was a bunch of people trying to sell me shitty fucking bracelets out of their vans at the top of this mountain.
Oh, hell
And
yeah.
Sounds
bottled
about right.
water that I swear to God was just refilled. Bottles
Oh, it
of
totally
water
was.
for $3. Which, if you're, by the way, if you're a
Aquafina.
country person, you go into the city, never buy the fucking water out of the guy
No.
selling
God,
water
no.
out of the cooler on the street. They fill it with fucking garden hose water. And
Yeah.
you schmuck, you pay $3 for it. But anyways,
Fucking-
we go to this area and we keep walking, and I'll just say the guy's name because he's not going to hear it. He won't care anyways. Drew goes, I don't think we're going in the right fucking spot. And as he's saying that, we just hear, woo, woo, like from fucking like way back, like behind this like kind of like ridge or rocks and all that shit. And we're like, what the fuck was that? Right? So we start walking, just two Indiana men, just walking through the fucking desert here on a trail, right? Haven't seen a fucking cactus in my life until this point.
Hell yeah.
Stupid. What a stupid plant. Anyways, we keep going, and they see,
What a stupid
we keep
plan.
hearing the screams or whatever. We crest the fucking hill, all right? There's 10 people in a circle yelling into a fucking hole in the ground.
Hell yeah.
Like a big
My
hole?
favorite. Yeah.
It wasn't
How
that big. No, like this is pre-COVID time, so this is like people's heads are right next to each other and shit. I mean, people, you know, they're spitting on each other essentially in this hole almost. But it looks like a
Nice.
pretty deep hole, and then there's like a bunch of rocks gathered around in different shit and like painted things and all this stuff. And Drew just looks at me and goes, "Never seen a vortex before, but that's probably the fucking vortex." And so we walk down to this area. And we see, sure enough, like on this little wooden board and all this like shit, like they had like events planned and all this stuff for this vortex. Apparently, this was the center of the fucking universe.
I hate to break it to
We-
him, but that's
Right.
We aren't
Right.
even the center of the universe. Like
me and Drew entertained them, but both of us afterwards were like, "Hold on a second,
hate to break it to
no,
you.
like that's absolutely not." So we go.
we aren't even the center of our own fucking galaxy.
Yeah, exactly. So we
Fuck.
go to the to this
Solar
thing.
system?
We see a
What the
bunch of
fuck?
people. Some people start talking to us and explain to us, and Drew's just like, "What's going on here? Like, just lay it out to me. What's going on here?" And the lady's like talking about how it's the center of the universe, and like you scream into that, and your soul gets captured by like the vortex, and then it gets spit out on the other side of the earth. Come to find, we look at what the fucking other side, right? Like dead center other side of the earth is from this fucking thing. Okay, it's the fucking
Pacific
ocean.
Ocean.
All right, so we're like, okay, cool.
I guess
so
it'd
your
be
soul
Atlantic,
goes into
but
the
whatever.
ocean, I guess. You're chilling out, you know, whatever. You go there for like healing properties, and you scream into this fucking hole, and your soul goes in there, and then the vortex like cleanses your soul and shit, and it spits it out in the fucking Pacific Ocean with the rest of the, you know, the fucking trash.
Why would I go why would I go let my soul
So-
get thrown
That's
into
right.
the ocean?
There was a
That's
lot of
stupid.
holes. We kept asking, but we also chose to chill out on asking, because Drew and I, when we start fucking with people, when we're at things, especially places we don't live at, and it leads to bad things. We got kicked out of the fucking Mormon church area because we were asking questions about the how the Mormon church could possibly be the largest real estate owner of land in the entire state of Hawaii.
They're like, you need to
We
leave.
started. And
You
we-
need to go now.
And so we got kind of got shooed out of that area politely, but yeah, it was just wild, dude. And they were screaming fucking loud, like
Oh, I'm
this
sure.
was loud, and the hole wasn't deep. I mean, I looked in the hole and I went, "Y'all are fucking! I can see the bottom of this."
So do you tell them to
You can
hop in
see
there
the
and they
bottom.
come
I can
out
see
on
the
the other
bottom
side
of
and a
it.
fucking sea turtle fucking chokes on them?
Yeah,
No,
is
dude,
Nemo
it
in
had
there?
to do with all that astrology shit, though. You know, I'm a Gemini and I'm screaming into this fucking, you know, I'm a Virgo and I'm sticking my dick in this hole in the ground, and I'm
I'm looking at him like, you know what, your name's Kathy, and you're just
shoot
screaming
my
into a
load
hole.
into the Pacific Ocean, dude.
Like we figured
I'll
out
do
that,
that.
the Earth is not the center of the universe like a long fucking time ago.
We
A
did.
long
Yeah.
fucking time
We
ago.
did. We
It
did.
was
But
like- it was like
Cosmo
400 years ago.
discovered
Yeah.
that there's horoscopes, and it's the most profitable page for an ad.
It is.
Oh
That's-
yeah,
I
they
mean,
had like their own
I don't
walking
fault the
sticks and
person-
stuff. It's crazy.
I don't fault a person for profiting off of people being fucking stupid. Like I
No,
I
no.
don't
Nobody
fault
made
them.
money. This was all everyone. Nobody paid.
Well, you said ads and shit, right?
No,
Like
no,
somebody's
I was
making money
I
from
was
selling.
talking about Cosmo magazine.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
fair
yeah.
enough.
No. Nobody's making money off of this. Everyone's just screaming in a fucking hole in the ground.
So
How to rock your sex life for the 50th issue in a row.
Crazy.
go to the center of the universe on the Earth that's not even the center of the fucking solar system. What the
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not even the center of the earth.
And if you your soul will pass and go into the fucking
Dude.
Atlantic
Dude.
Ocean
Not
and
only
already
that,
stopped.
okay. If
Swallow
this is
my
the center of the universe,
sperm whale.
if this is
What?
if this is the center of the universe, why the fuck is there a Taco Del Mar fucking 5 minutes down the street?
Yep.
No.
And his
What the
infinite
fuck
wisdom.
is that?
In his infinite wisdom, he put the center of the universe next to a Del Taco and said, "Here you go, have fun."
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
That's the breakfast or lunch that will make you shit the rest of
dude,
the day.
like that is.
Yeah, and you turn around and you put it in the hole. You let that go through
you know,
and see
it's
what
abs-
the
it was
universe
fucking,
spits out
it
at
was
you.
fucking absurd. Like they're screaming in a hole in the wall, or a hole in the fucking ground. You know, half a mile back that way, there's Tesla superchargers, and 5 minutes further, there's a fucking Del Taco. I went, this isn't it. You know, I'm not an astrology genius at all, but this isn't it. I mean, if we're gonna go off of chi, okay, on this kind of shit, we're gonna go off with the feeling of the universe. It's not gonna be here. This isn't it. This is Phoenix. It's a fucking dust bowl of just pollution.
There's nothing here.
Right.
There's a dust bowl of pollution, and there's one kind of cactus that only lives there.
At least pick something cool like the fucking Grand Canyon instead of a random ass fucking
There's
3
a
by
lot of stuff at the
fucking
Grand.
8 hole.
There's numerous sites.
Yeah. I mean, but at least go there rather than a fucking hole that's 3 foot wide and 8 foot deep.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I was saying to Drew. I said, look, at this point, if this even held up and there's all these points over the earth, you know, we've probably put a fucking Walmart on top of one of them by accident.
I mean,
you know, we fucked the whole thing up.
Pick something interesting like fucking Stonehenge. Like,
that is interesting.
That's kind of fucking neat. Like, that's that like fucking paranormal type bullshit to some extent,
Egypt,
right?
Like the pyramids.
Or extraterrestrial, like something fucking cool. Like, hey, the center of the universe is Stonehenge. Okay, cool. We'll take that. Maybe that comes out somewhere in fucking like Missouri or some bullshit, right? Like, I don't know where that actually centers up, but
I like that conversation I've had with people too. I remember I had that conversation in high school where they were like, you know, the pyramids, they, you know, the Egyptians couldn't have built them because like they don't remember how they would have, like, it was like not possible for them to like stack things that way or whatever. And I was like, okay. And I was like, what are you getting at? And they're like, well, it had to have been some other being that would have known. And I was like, you think so? And I was like, you know, sometimes people just forget shit. I was like, some guy probably had a tablet that was like, here were the instructions written out, rule 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and he smoked a joint and he dropped it on accident and it shattered, and he was like, I'm gonna get murdered, so he swept it under the rug, and it's been there ever since, and like nobody found it. I was like, you know, a lot of shit happened. My buddy I used to work with, when I had a different job, he had a friend in college who was a friend of a friend. It was a whole convoluted thing, but he worked with NASA. And he was like, yeah, we just don't have some of the stuff we had that like detailed how to get to the moon. He's like, some of the papers that we had are just gone. He's like, we'll never know how to get back. Like, it's just error. It's human error. We just forget shit. Things aren't remembered. So it's like, no, I certainly don't think some other being took the time out of their day, whatever they were doing, and we're like, yeah, we're going to help these dumb assholes build a couple of, you know, pyramids just so that way they can build them. Like,
a huge portion of my job is trying to eliminate as much human error as possible.
Exactly. Like
because humans are fucking forgetful and sometimes dumb creatures. Like, we all are. Bro, I forget shit all the fucking time.
Dude, my shit with
he got drunk. If he dropped that tablet, he was like, oh shit. And like, fuck.
My shit with that is that they build pyramids. Nobody ever sits there and goes, well, hold on a second. They didn't care about people. You know, like they're running the sandstone up that fucking log, okay? You think that fucker goes back and it kills like 50 fucking people one time? The Pharaoh's just going, damn.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit.
Get the other 50 people
he don't give a fuck.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
enough pulleys and bullshit like that, you could actually fucking do that, right? So, like, there is an engineering way you could figure that shit out.
So same guy that went to the trade show with me in Phoenix, and we discovered the hole in the earth that goes to the Pacific Ocean where people drop loads into it.
Yeah.
We ended up, there's a guy at our work that was a conspiracy theorist about like a bunch of stuff like that, Evan, where like, you know, aliens built the fucking pyramids and stuff like that. So we decided that we would make our own conspiracy theory and see if we could make one so crazy that he wouldn't believe us. And try to get him to come to Jesus moment. So ours was that the St. Louis Arch did not exist. And so
like, it just doesn't exist, huh?
And the reason we did that is because we had like 3 trips out to St. Louis, and so we would come back and he would be like, hey, how is St. Louis? And we were like, oh, it was okay. Like, we caught a Cardinals game. And he'd be like, did you guys like go up in the arch and stuff? And me and Drew would just look at each other and be like,
what arch?
What arch? Doesn't exist.
What arch?
Like, what do you mean? You know, like, that's a government program, dude. That doesn't exist. And then like the first time he was like kind of weirded out by it. Like, what? And the second time he literally looked at both of us and he was like, you guys are fucking stupid. That exists.
Oh my god, I love that.
And we were just like, we were like, no, no, dude, we've never. It doesn't exist. He's like, how do you fucking know it doesn't exist? And Drew just goes like, never seen it, dude. Never seen it. Doesn't exist.
It's
And
literally across
He's like,
the,
are you driving?
the
He's like,
fucking street from
yeah. He's
the
like,
Cardinal Stadium.
you can see it from the stadium. From in it.
I
And
looked
he's
down
like-
at the Cardinal Stadium while in it.
He's like, never mind that. The only way to get into the fucking city, you have to drive right next to the fucking thing across the Mississippi.
Right?
And the guy's, so he's like, did you guys like drive at night and you can't see? He's like, nope. 2:00 in the afternoon, dude, in July. He's like, didn't see it, dude. Doesn't exist. And this guy just
That's
fucking
awesome.
was just yelling at us, dude. Was just
Oh my
fucking
God.
didn't understand what we were doing, but was just absolutely irate.
We have some guys that are like obsessed with the conspiracy theory shit, and I was covering as a millwright one night, and we go up and we worked on a line that the operator is the other guy that's big into the conspiracy theory stuff. So we go up there and they start talking. The guy I was covering with, and then also this guy. They both are into this shit. They start fucking chatting, and next thing you know, they go, Brody, what do you think? I go, nope, not fucking doing this. I go, even if I didn't believe it, it doesn't fucking matter. It solves nothing.
Yeah.
Like, fuck it.
St. Louis Bridge,
It doesn't
dude,
matter.
exist.
They were fucking, I can't remember what the specific theory was that they were going on, but they fucking talked about all sorts of bullshit. You're like, nope, I'm not doing this shit. Like, this is insane. What difference does it make at the end of the day if you believe it or not?
It doesn't make a single
It
difference.
doesn't make a fucking difference at all.
There's a girl in high school who was telling me, she's like, yeah, well, what do you think about all those trails in the sky? And I was like, I don't know, you're probably from planes or some shit. I don't give a shit. What does it matter to me? She's like, well, it's probably like, something that the government does. And I was like, okay. And I went along with it, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And she goes like, yeah, it's supposed to like, it's not like mind control, but it's supposed to make you feel away, or like supposed to make you keep you feeling down or something like that. Or I was like, okay. I was like, do other people not know about it? Like, know that that's the meaning? She's like, most people don't know that that's what the meaning is. And I'm like, okay, what do you know? Like, how do you know? She's like, well, because I've looked it up. I'm like, okay, where'd you look it up at?
Mad
Like,
Magazine.
Yeah, well, I was just asking her questions like, where'd you see it? How are you not affected, but I am? Because we breathe the same air. We're under the same sky, as far as I know, unless you're in Chicken Little Land and I'm here.
All of these pilots that have to hit the fucking
Turkey
button
lurkey.
supposedly from Allegiant
Turkey
and
lurkey.
Delta and everywhere else, that they're like, oh yeah, no, we haven't told shit. You get that many fucking pilots to not say shit? Come on now. Come on.
Dude, I when I ask for fucking 2 packs of cookies, they won't even fucking give it to me on a plane. They're not fucking chemtrails. I can't even get fucking extra 2 inches of leg room, dude. We're not fucking there. We're way off from there, dude.
They can't even give
We
me...
can't get good fucking Wi-Fi on a fucking plane.
No.
Right?
The hell we're
I
gonna
had to
have
download-
that, dude.
I had to download the Hateful Eight
Jesus.
extended version on my flight to Florida, like, because I knew I wouldn't be able to watch it with the in-plane Wi-Fi. So I was like, yeah. So you're telling me that they can't give Jeff 2 packs of cookies, can't give him legroom, they can't let me watch a movie, but they somehow have gotten everybody here to go along with this chemtrail idea? She's like, you just don't get it. And I was like, I'm sure most people don't get it because they think it's moronic. Like,
Jesus.
what? Okay, what
Meanwhile,
difference does
she's
it make
never
anyway?
flown, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you flown a
Give
plane?
me an
No, my parents
a
drive to
goddamn,
Disney
like-
World each year.
Give me a
Jesus.
fucking reason why this shit fucking happens. Like, there's never a reason. Like, what does this actually fucking solve? Like, god damn,
Yeah.
it's fucking wild,
I
man.
hate.
I mean, they
those
spray for
conversations.
mosquitoes over our house.
I thoroughly enjoy
There you go.
listening to it just because it's fucking crazy and it's
I
the
can't.
best
I do.
entertainment I can ever imagine. But it also
This is-
irritates me to no
Do the
fucking
St.
end.
Louis
This is-
arch trick.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll see. I'll have
I
to give
gotta
it a
fuck
shot
with
and see how
that.
that goes. But like,
Yeah, that'd be fun.
It's a government
I can't-
conspiracy project.
I might go for the
Disney-
Statue of Liberty because they may have seen the arch. So I'll go for the Statue of Liberty. Be like, bro, that
I
doesn't
can't
No,
fuck-
we
even-
know this guy saw the arch. The only reason we did it was to show him how fucking crazy we are.
yeah, I can't even do that though. Like where Brody's like, I find it interesting, or like I love listening to it. It's like I'm the same way with that, and I'm like the same way I'm with like bad movies. Like the guys up here in Michigan there's like a showing at some Royal Oak Theater for The Room with a Q&A with one of the actors.
Oh,
And they're like,
God.
we're all going. And I'm like, I'm not going. And they're like, Evan, you're going. I'll buy you a ticket. I'm like, you're wasting your money. I'm not going. And they're like, why won't you go? I'm like, I've never in my entire life, whenever I have watched this movie, enjoyed it in any way, shape, or form.
Dude,
I
if
do
it's
not like
Johnny
bad movies.
taking the questions, I'm not fucking going. Who the fuck would
I
I
don't-
listen to? Mark? The fuck out of here.
I think it is Mark.
Oh, fuck Mark. Nobody gives a shit about Mark.
Dude.
I have no idea
I'd
who
watch
it
the
is. And
movie
I
and,
don't,
then he'd be like, all right, I'm taking a question. I go, boo.
Fuck you. You
I can't
whore.
even.
I'd throw a
I can't do
football at
it,
his
though.
fucking head.
Like, and I'll say this because I don't know if Lucas was there during this, so I don't know if he's listening, and I don't know if Nick's listening. But when we went over to Matt's house, and we were watching something. I don't even remember the name of it. It was a shitty movie, and they were like, "It's so funny, it's so ridiculous, you got to watch it." And I'm watching it, and I'm like, "Dude." They're looking at me to see my reactions for shit, and I'm like, "It's not funny." Like, it's literally a guy who took old footage of an old kung fu movie and then just dubbed over every character.
Oh, Tommy.
And-
That's right. It's Tommy. Tommy Wiseau. Fuck you,
Tommy
Nick.
Wiseau.
Whatever.
Whatever. And
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, I was just saying, like, I can't watch bad movies like that, like deliberately bad movies. I can't watch Sharknado.
Yeah.
I can't watch Rubber. I can't
I was
watch
about
The
to say, have
Room.
you seen Rubber?
No, I
Rubber's
thankfully
rough.
no.
The,
Yeah,
I mean, the
can't-
tire
I
just
can't-
shakes and people's heads blow up.
Yeah, I can't watch The Room. And they're like, and that's what I was talking to Matt about it. He's like, it's so bad, it's good. And he's like, people start acting out scenes, and I'm like, why would I want to see bad scenes? They're like,
The
he's
Room
like,
did crack me up. Like, that shit was fucking wild.
I can't do it. I just, it's the same way with conspiracy.
You
theories.
watched
My
that
mom's
at my
best friend
house.
is-
My dad made us
Yeah.
watch that.
yeah,
my-
your
My
dad
dad,
was like, we're fucking
Kung
watching
Pao.
this.
Oh my god, no, not Kung Pao, Kung Fury, dude. You fucking
Kung Fury,
goof.
yeah.
Where he
I-
fights
so-
the cow.
I just
The-
can't.
The
Oh,
only
are you
reason
on
I'm
YouTube? Is that where you're
Fury.
seeing this? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Birdie. But like, is
No,
this
you're
where
good.
he's typing? Because I'll start
Yeah.
responding to this shit right now because he's fucking.
The
Nick, it was a
only
bad movie.
reason I love the conspiracy theory shit, and like again, I don't believe any of it. I just find it fascinating because I enjoy like psychology and sociology and shit like that, and just the way people like feed off of each other and
Yeah.
and the way that people's brains work.
I just
so
like fucking
I
with stupid
enjoy
people.
it from. Yeah, and I also enjoy fucking with stupid people.
fun.
So that's kind of the joy I get out of it. It's not from the actual like I also like to see what they come up with. Like the shit where they're like, "Okay, so if this does this," and you're like, there's what? No. Like there's a reasonable explanation for a lot of things. Fucking wild though. It's crazy to see somebody go like way out in left field where it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's tough, dude. You can also lose yourself in a bunch of stuff too. I mean, you start reading some of that
Oh,
shit,
yeah.
and you're like, "Whoa, hold on,"
I'm just.
and then
I'm
you're
old,
like,
bro.
"Nah."
I'm old. My dad thinks I'm old. I came home today. I came home from work. I grabbed a bag of chips and I turned on Netflix and I just I just continued an episode of a World War II documentary I was watching, and my dad goes,
I love
he's like, you're in a World War II phase again, huh? And I was like, Dad, I've always been in a World War II phase. And he's like, yeah, it's more prominent now. I'm like, it's always been prominent. Like, I like watching that stuff, and I can't listen to conspiracy theories. I can't watch bad movies. Like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, yeah, I don't care. We can put on Full Metal Jacket or Goodfellas or The Irishman or Saving Private Ryan or Cars or Toy Story or like, you know, The Secret Life of Pets with Louis C.K. or like, you know, we could do whatever we want to do.
Shit.
And they're like, yeah, let's watch this obscure movie from the 90s that is like just some asshole's like wet dream, and it's not even funny. It's not well done. And I know that's probably like the funniness of it is that it's so bad.
Yeah.
And it's like, this guy's not working anymore because of this. That pisses me off. Why would I want to watch this guy's stupid ass dream and watch it come to life, and then he doesn't have to work, but he did nothing. Nothing, I tell you. He overdubbed a whole bunch of voices, and they're all the same. It's like not even good impressions of these people. It's just bad.
Pretty
Like
bad.
The Room doesn't make me laugh. It makes me sad. It's
Listen
just-
here, you motherfucker. Tommy
No.
Wiseau is worth $4 million,
Yeah, no, thank you. I'd
Dude,
rather
my-
do anything else.
according
my
to a
dad and
very
my
quick
brother-
Google search.
My
Yeah.
dad and my brother watched the fucking dumbest fucking films every time we get together. I didn't even told you this, Brody. I swear to God, you can Google this too. They went on to like Prime Video where you can find some really obscure shitty
Oh,
films.
yeah.
Just
Some
weird shit,
fucking
yeah.
shit.
They found fucking like it was like sentient killer raccoons Christmas 2 and it was fucking let me find this shit.
Killer
You guys
Raccoons 2
probably
Christmas in the
but
Dark.
the gist of this basically was they're on a fucking train. The guy's
found it.
trying to. You found it? Okay, so they
Killer
literally
raccoons. It's so bad.
they have
killer raccoons!
They have
Exclamation
taxidermed
point.
raccoons holding mini guns, and the entire time, like little mini like ARs, right? And the guy says
Yeah.
the whole time, he's like, "Those damn raccoons and their small little guns," and they have their taxidermed raccoons, and then there's just a guy underneath of them, and the fucking gun is like zip tied to their fucking paws, and there's just a guy underneath going like this, shaking the fuck out of this taxidermed raccoon, and then they got the blow, like the fucking flash from the fucking end of the muzzle of the gun and shit. And it's just
From a clip art photo.
Did you find it?
Damn it.
Did you
Evan,
find it?
I haven't typed it in now.
Evan,
it
send
is-
it over to him. Send it over to him. I mean,
It is.
I'm sitting there with my wife, my dad, and my brother are watching this, and they're dying laughing. And I'm just looking at them like, you guys are fucking idiots. Like, this is the
I'm
dumbest
sure your
film.
wife fucking loved it.
Yeah, Janelle's just
It's-
like, what is this? And I'm like,
Oh my god.
Oh, it's terrible.
That came out in 2020 too. Like
Yeah.
that's
It's not
not
even-
even
it's not
it's not
even
even
old.
old.
I
I don't
mean,
get it, man.
Fucking
it's
hell.
absurd. Like, they're running through the train, and there'll just be like a fucking taxiderm raccoon, and it just comes out like this, and it's like, ah! And then
Killer raccoons! Exclamation mark! Two!
Two
Exclamation mark!
exclamation mark.
Dark
Yes.
Christmas in the dark.
Yes.
Can't
That
even
is
do
somebody
the-
that knew what the fuck they were doing.
Now,
Like, they
it is-
absolutely knew.
It is like it's just a ridiculous
It's a parody
film.
bullshit,
Like it's
yeah.
just meant to be bad. But like it's like Ron Jeremy is in it.
Oh,
Ron Jeremy
Oh,
is
boy.
like the general of the army or something like that, and he helps save them from firing a fucking
Yikes.
death
Yeah,
laser or
because
something like
he
that.
needs work because he's getting in trouble with all of his damn court cases and he doesn't have the money to support himself anymore. So he's got to do shitty movies so he can support his lifestyle. I don't know. I don't care for it. I think it's all stupid. I think everything about bad movies and conspiracy theories are
Is
stupid.
that
I
the-
hate talking to people that
is
believe
that
in
what
them.
happened to Ron Jeremy? He got
yeah.
He got in
in
trouble
all
for
sorts of
like
shit.
sexual harassment or sexual assault or something
I mean,
like
he's
that. I
in
don't know.
porn.
He was in porn.
Not
Thank
to
God
be,
he's not anymore.
I mean, I'm pretty realist,
Probably-
but like on the Louis C.K. stuff, I don't know if you guys watched the Dave Chappelle special.
Which one?
I
The Closer?
watched part of it.
all of
I
them.
haven't seen
watched
the
all of
new
them.
one
The part where he talks, whichever one he talks about Louis C.K. and how like he's like,
my
"Look,"
friend-
he's like, was it really that bad? He's like,
My f-
the way it went
He
is
goes-
he was inside of his room. He says, "Hey, I'm gonna jerk off." Everyone still stayed in there. He gave a warning. He starts jerking off, and then the guy blows his load on his fucking stomach. And then Chappelle's like, "You ever seen a man blow his load on his stomach? It's the least threatening thing on this earth."
Jesus Christ. I mean, you're not wrong.
I don't know which one. It's the one where he's wearing the green jumpsuit. Evan, which one's that?
that is Sticks and Stones.
Yeah, but he goes into it and he's like, he's like, I get it.
I gotta.
It's like, it's not great.
like a
he's
file,
like,
just
but
pull
he's
it
like,
out.
you call the police and you say, sir, there's a man that I think is masturbating right now while I'm on the phone. What are
Yeah.
the police going to do?
Hang up. They're gonna tell him to hang. They're gonna tell you.
Leave.
Hang up and walk out the fucking door.
He didn't lock anybody in. He literally enunciated, I'm going to pull my dick out and jerk off.
And they were like,
Which
"Ha,
is a
he's
power
joking."
move. I'm going to say that's a power move.
That's a Giga Chad move. And
It's
if you,
also a sad move.
It
though.
is
Like,
sad. It is
what
sad.
the fuck?
It is
That is
sad.
a level
yeah,
of
he-
fucking
I mean,
sad and pathetic. That
I
like,
just...
yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like with the
He's
Ron
not-
Jeremy stuff. Like, I don't agree with what he did. It's awful, but I mean, he shot.
Are we
80s
surprised?
porn.
Are we surprised?
Are we
Is what you're
surprised?
trying to be at. Yeah.
Are we surprised?
Bill Burr's got a great point on that where he talks in one of his specials, if I remember. I'm sorry you feel that way. It's a black and white special, very good. It's on Netflix, and he talks about the Duck Dynasty guy, and he goes, "This guy went to like Sunday school in 1950," and then they interview him, and they go, "What do you think of the LGBTQ? What do you think of gay marriage?" And he says something that nobody should be surprised about. That no, he doesn't agree with gay marriage because he grew up in the 40s and 50s, went to Sunday school.
In Louisiana.
He shoots things in a swamp in his backyard. He invents a duck whistle, and like this guy, you think is going to be up there, and he's going to be like, "Yeah, man, I think everybody should love everybody. I don't think
he seems like a real progressive dude."
Right, that's exactly what he goes. Why are you shocked? He's like, why are you surprised that this guy doesn't agree with same-sex marriage? Like, that's the problem. Is everybody goes, "Can you believe it?" Yeah, I can believe it.
Yeah.
I believe if you brought back
of the time and the area that he grew up in.
I believe if you brought back Abe Lincoln and you said, "Yeah, two dudes can get married," he'd be like, "What the fuck did you guys do?" He would not agree with it. He'd be like, "This is the weirdest shit I've ever seen." That's Abe Lincoln we're talking about. He wouldn't get it at all. He'd be like, "This is stupid." So like, you bring this guy back.
Why the fuck am I on the penny?
Yeah.
The fuck is a penny?
Like, I don't really like Joe Rogan. I don't find him to be. I don't like him because I just don't really find him to be particularly funny. But I will say he had a great moment in one of his specials where he's like, you bring back Thomas Jefferson and George Washington, and they're like, "Yeah, this is what we've done." And they'd be like, "You didn't write anything new down, like to the Constitution? You guys just left it. You guys haven't touched it at all."
Amendments, but
well, yeah, they've made them like. I mean, when was the last time we amended anything in the Constitution?
Well, long fucking time. Last
amendment to the Constitution. That was 1992.
Okay, I guess it wasn't as long as I thought.
27th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States that required any change to the rate of compensation for members of the United States Congress to take effect only after the subsequent election in the House.
That's
to make more
fucking
one. Money for Congress.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
Assholes.
God damn it. We can't win, guys. We keep losing. I'm just going to challenge all the congressional House members to a game of COD. And if I beat all of them, then I get to
like you think
I get to run it.
You think fucking exactly Abraham Lincoln come out and be like,
"Oh, actually
how's the country doing?" Well, I just bought this donkey wearing a sombrero for $38,000 online as an NFT, and I'm about to turn it around and sell it for $42,000.
I don't have a physical copy of it. It is merely an image, a fucking PDF I have on my phone.
The best tweet I saw was that fucking, those Crypto.com ads?
Yeah.
With Matt Damon walking through. The best fucking meme I saw was someone tweeted, because, the premise of the ad is like, it's great explorers and moments in history, right? Like going to the fucking moon, Columbus on a fucking ship, all this different stuff, like going to Mars, right? And Matt Damon's walking through this like hallway of just incredible like pieces of like just big bold steps for mankind to sense that like crypto is the next big step. And somebody puts on Twitter, it's like Matt Damon walks through an incredible eclectic collection of overwhelming achievements of humankind to translate to you wanting to buying a Microsoft Paint drawn monkey fucking a can of beans for 12 grand.
So I was reading into this because we wanted to know the last.
It's like walking through this through all of mankind, and I bought myself a monkey fucking a can of beans for $12,000.
Jesus Christ.
But so I looked up the 27th Amendment because I was curious. It was written by the first Congress of the United States in 1789, but it was not ratified until 1992, and it was forgotten until 1982 when Gregory Watson, who was a 19-year-old sophomore at the University of Texas, wrote a paper for a government class in which he claimed that the amendment could still be ratified. And they launched a nationwide campaign to complete its ratification, and eventually it became part of the United States Constitution, completing a record-setting ratification period of 202 years, 7 months, and 10 days, beating the previous record set by the 22nd Amendment of 3 years and 343 days. The idea behind the amendment is to reduce corruption corruption in the legislative branch by requiring an election before a congressperson's salary increase takes effect. The public can then remove members of Congress from office before their salaries increase. So it's actually meant to hinder corruption, not continue with it. So that's kind of neat.
I don't think it's working.
Oh, well, you're telling me.
here's a
Like
great fucking. I saved it. This
Challenging them to
commercial where
COD.
Matt Damon compares buying $5 in Elon Ass coin to the Wright brothers inventing flight or astronauts exploring space really hypes me up as a civilization.
Gotta love Matty Damon. I was just watching the other day. I was watching The Departed.
The pad.
Elon
The
Ass
Departed.
coin.
God.
Oh God.
Gotta love Elon Ascoin, boys. What do you think? Is that where we leave it? Do we leave it with?
We
do
leave it with Elon's ass coin.
Matt Damon
Elon
strolls
Ass coin.
past a Spanish galleon. Are you going to put your life savings into this pretend computer dog money or edgelord coin that you can't spend, or are you a pussy?
I'm a pussy.
Jesus.
I'm saving that money, boy.
Oh.
Oh man.
Okay, we leave it with Elon.
At the end of these episodes, when I go to name them, I have such a hard time naming them because we cover so much fucking ground in one episode. It's like,
Like
what?
the one with painkillers or the one with kefir.
Right?
The one with
There's-
a hole
there's
in the
so much-
ground.
There's so much to choose from.
the one with the vortex to the rest of the universe. That just sounds like a good album name.
The one with blowing loads into the Pacific Ocean.
There you go.
There
Yeah.
it is.
Although
That's
sadly
the
none of us
one.
have done it. Not yet.
Probably not
This
gonna
dude-
name it that.
I, honest
go
to
do
God, like Drew is literally like Will Ferrell. I mean, he asks some of the fucking dumbest questions, but like he's doing it on purpose because he's a really smart guy. I remember him asking them,
Yeah.
like, "What if I just jump in there?" So they all like looked around for a second, like he was a fucking crazy madman. Like, you're gonna disturb the vortex or whatever. He's like, "What if I just jumped right in there, went right into the vortex?" And the guy's like, "You can't do that, man."
Good lord. That sneeze was powerful.
Oh, God. All right. Well, who wants to close this out? Brody?
You.
Oh, me? Oh, fuck. Okay. Well, thank you guys for listening or watching. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at OBOPod, right? No, sorry.
He's got me.
At Objectively
got the-
Bad Pod. Yes.
He's got
my
the
bad.
me disease.
Instead of choosing OBO Pod, we chose literally the hardest fucking thing for someone to probably spell in order to find us, but that's fine. I digress.
Who
by
are you throwing
Elon
shade at
Ascoin.
right now? Are you throwing shade at me? I developed Elon Ascoin in my basement, dude. Come on, give me some credit here.
Sweet, dude. Anyways, yeah, so thanks for listening and for watching us. Please leave us a review if you can on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to. Spread the word about OBO as well. Be very kind of you. And on top of that, yeah, we're going to be probably broadcasting from in next couple of weeks a different channel, I guess.
Yeah,
Because
I believe so.
we'll probably rename this one and use this one going forward for stuff.
What is hard about finding OBO podcast on Twitter?
Is
And
it at
Objectively
OBO
Bad-
Podcast?
bro.
I thought it was
It's
at
OBO podcast on Twitter and Objectively Bad Pod on Instagram.
Dude, I can't spell, bro. You gotta
Got
give me
Okay.
some.
All right, there it is. There it
Got
is.
you. I had to look it up because I couldn't remember. But it never fails when you go to like claim a name. It's already been fucking claimed or some shit, right?
Claimed.
Claimed.
Love that we get that reference.
Anyway.
Love it.
Anyways, guys, thanks for listening,
Yeah.
and we'll see you next week. Bye.